What's going on, everyone? This is Star. Welcome to the channel. I'm your weekend YouTuber, and today we're going to talk about the passport bros and soft guy era. The soft guy era has become a huge topic. Men are doing all these videos, and the women are tripping out. But why are you tripping? Because when you meet a real man in real life, the last thing he wants to look like is a soft-ass bitch. I believe the soft guy era was created because a lot of men aren't good at getting women. A lot of these men need therapy, and they don't even know it. People be complaining, oh, black women are so angry. But what about black men when they unaliving all these women? Am I lying? You got women out here that are getting unalived on the first date. You can't even go on a date and feel safe. And then you got the passport bros flying to another country, fighting those women, and getting mad at those women because they done raised the prices on the sex. These men want super hot chicks for a very cheap price. That's the only reason why they flying out the country. And then they say, oh, those women, they're so much more cooperative. Wouldn't you be if you were destitute? Most of those women are in survival mode. And the men are taking full advantage. And they're not even being right with those women. They're not marrying those women and bringing them back here. They pumping them and dumping them and flying back to the U.S. And now they screaming soft guy era? Listen, this shit is hilarious. I wish a guy would approach me talking about soft guy era. I might as well just go get a girlfriend. Roll the clip on the Dominican Republic.
32 passport bros have been found dead in Colombia between January 2023 and October 2023. And that's just in the city of Medellin alone. The number of thefts committed against these foreigners has also increased 200% in the third trimester of 2023. And you know, I don't have a problem with people trying to find love. I do, however, have a problem with men traveling to poorer countries to take advantage of their women. And it seems that the Colombian government and gangs have a problem with this as well. Quoting the mayor of Medellin, anyone who thinks they can come here for and tourism, we don't want any of that here. What's not bragged about as much in the passport bro community is that many times these gangs are actually forcing underage girls to sign up for dating profiles to lure these guys in. So these Colombian men are really just Chris Hansening these guys, except with much more serious consequences. So to the passport bros traveling to other countries to have sex with children, or the ones that are just traveling to take advantage of these women, know that those actions are now coming with consequences. And realize that these women are human beings who want to be loved and taken care of and not just treated as submissive slaves. And to the passport bros gonna come at me saying that's not the point of passport bros, how many of you have come home with wives? We all know it's just a cheeky name for tourism.
How you doing, ma? How you doing?
¿Qué hace?
Huh?
¿Qué hace?
I'm just chilling right now. Yeah. What's your name, though?
No sexo.
Huh?
Sexo.
Bro asked for the name. She said, sexo? She caught him off guard, bro. He said, maybe later.
Maybe later.
Huh?
Maybe later.
These men are flying to these foreign countries and they getting treated like bitches. She's like, listen, I don't give a shit what your name is. She's operating out of desperation. When you have to walk up on a man and say, hey, let's see, hey, you want to go somewhere and have sex? Hey, this is what I charge. That's desperation.
Yo, I want y'all to know, and I'm keeping it a buck, I got drugged yesterday. And it's my fault because I met some chicks from Medellin off of Tinder. So I brought them to my crib, and then I was trying to surprise my boy, and then eventually they drugged us. And yo guys, they took everything. They took my iPad, they took my MacBook, they took my iPhone 13 Pro, they took my Samsung S20, they took my drone, they pretty much took my credit cards. Like, I got pictures of them, and I'm gonna post it on my channel. Like, Cartagena is dangerous, guys. I've been here for 2 years, almost 2 years, and I've never been in no situation like this. But I want you guys to know, man, like, I post this so y'all can understand this doesn't happen to you. You know what I mean? It could get very dangerous here, guys. Don't trust people here. They will fuck us.
Okay, so we did meet in Thailand and ended up going to a music festival together.
How many inches are those? How many inches is that?
I know TikTok goes crazy about ladyboys, but no, she's not a ladyboy. We matched on Tinder, but it is Thailand. You got to be careful. I actually asked her that question the first time we hung out.
I love anime too. Do you watch any anime? Yeah. Yeah, how about anime? Every episode?
Everything.
Oh my god.
I can tell about everything.
Shayla is a weeb. She's a weeb.
I used to be.
Are you sure you're not a ladyboy?
If you feel the need to ask somebody if they're a ladyboy, then you already got the answer. But he's so attracted, he don't care if it's a man or a woman. But he's trying to trick himself into believing that it's a woman, when he know damn well it's a man. Allegedly. Did I say alleged? So did you guys hear about the 25-year-old who stumped in the skull of a 15-year-old in a McDonald's parking lot where she worked? Crazy. And people are like, oh, he's in the LGBT. Yeah, that's the soft guy era. At the end of the day, that's a grown-ass man that needs to be in jail. Now let's move on.
Was this lady giving wrong information.
Yeah.
And I'm allowed to correct her. Now, this is the same lady who tried to accuse me of stealing. And when a white girl said, no, Amanda didn't steal it, I did. She was like, well, I think both of you need to go to the principal.
Right.
I'm in Orlando, Florida, which is a notoriously racist state, Florida, in the 90s. And I'm talking to you about a white woman who is speaking about black people, indigenous people in a country where those same indigenous people have had all of their land taken from them by former criminals that were sent there from England. And she is calling them Stone Age people. And I, as a black girl, the only black girl in her class, am correcting her.
But my thing is, you're right. She possibly misspoke or she didn't know.
I guess my question to you is, why do you even feel compelled at this juncture in this interview? Why would you even feel compelled to try to
because I don't want, because I'm not defending, but my thing is that what I'm trying to say, most adults, when kids correct them or speak, feel some type of way. This is not unique to a black, white, or white, black. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm sorry that you took it that way. But I remember when I was growing up, my grandparents and parents said, hey, kids, stay in your place. Adults are speaking. That's all. Maybe that didn't happen where you were from in Orlando, Florida. But where I grew up, when I grew up, kids did not correct adults. So I apologize if you thought it came off as combative.
No problem.
But anyway, your mom is white.
My mother is not white.
Is your
Why
mom?
do people keep saying my mother is white?
She's West Indian, so.
She is a black woman from Grenada, which is a black island.
She married a white man.
No, she did not.
I believe the reason why Amanda Seales is having such a hard time is because she makes herself a victim. And nobody likes a victim, especially if you're a black woman. They don't want to hear that shit. I think Amanda needs to come up with a strategy because the chess moves are horrible right now. Stop making yourself a victim. That does not work. They think you problematic, Amanda. They think you cry too much. That's why they don't want to hire you. And they know they can't do anything around you because you're going to run to the media and tell everybody what's going on. Now, Shannon Sharp is from the Deep South, so he was trained to stay in line. Perfect example is when he was on, what's the name of that show with Skip Bayless? When Skip Bayless was going off on him and Shannon Sharp had to sit there and take it. That's because Shannon Sharp loves money more than self-respect. That's my opinion. I don't think anything's going to change for Amanda. If anything, it'll get worse. Now let's move on to Al B. Sure. He's back in the news. Roll it.
And we're going to keep everybody in place.
Of course. I mean, do you think that I guess I want to know. I mean, would it be better for you if, your son was more with you rather than, kind of hanging out a little bit?
Well, you know what I think people don't realize is that my son is 32 years old. He's a grown man. They're still kind of stuck that he's a teenager. He's a grown man and he makes his own decisions. And he's actually really good at making decisions. I'm just glad that he wasn't there when all of the hoopla jumped off. I happened to be on an airplane and seeing some of the news, and just the entire situation is unfortunate. I don't speak about another man's business. All I know is that I'm working on the life story as we speak. And the way I got to be in a coma, stay tuned.
Okay, so we got Al B. Sure. He said he's going to tell his story of what really happened and why he really was in that coma. If you don't go sit down somewhere, they allegedly tried to take your life, and they might try to do it again, and they might be successful the next time. You better go hide somewhere. You're supposed to be moving out here in silence, not screaming to the world what's going on. Let's move on to Jeannie Mai. So according to Jeannie Mai, Jeezy put hands on her and she has pictures to back it up. And I told y'all last week, these women be going through it. The non-black women go through it in these relationships. They be putting on a front. I also shared with you guys that when I was living in a dorm, it was an interracial couple. And the guy tried to throw his girlfriend out the window in the middle of winter while it was snowing on a cold winter night. The only reason why her life was saved was because she was screaming so loud, so everybody was banging on her door. And when he opened the door, she was standing there naked with bruises all over her body. Welcome to college. It was another situation in the dorm, and it was a young woman living down the hall from me. Gorgeous girl, half black, half white. She invited me and my roommate to her room. When we got to her room, do you know she had a fishbowl full of Magnums? Yes, condoms. And a couple of nights later, when I was going to the community shower, she had damn near the whole basketball team lined up at her door on both sides of the hallway. I learned a lot in college. Now, when the dean found out that the guy tried to toss his girl out the window and about the girl with the condoms, guess what the dean did? He kicked all of them out of the university and told them to go get help. Now, let's get back to Jeannie Mai and her accusations against Jeezy. She stated that he allegedly physically abused her, that one day in April of 2022, they were at the Ritz-Carlton. She said she was walking up the steps, and he choked her from behind and tossed her down the steps. He then proceeded to tell her that she was a effing bitch and that he could do so much better than her. God damn. You know what's so crazy? Black men, they get on the microphone and say, oh, black women are horrible. The non-black woman is so much better. But when they get the non-black woman alone, they beating them up, tossing them down the steps. It is absolutely crazy. Jeezy made such a scene at the Ritz-Carlton that the staff stepped in and Jeannie Mai told them that she was afraid of her own husband. That's sad. Black women, make sure you wake up to this game out here. I'm Star. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. Good night.